Killie have other injury and suspension problems though. On top of that, the manager has to make sure his players' minds don't stray to the Scottish Cup final.
I didn't think it would be a problem, as they're all professional players, but you can see that some of them may have been hanging back a bit on Saturday against Dunfermline when they know that one booking or maybe a sending off could put them out of the cup final, and it's going to play in people's minds, I would imagine. But as I said, we've got to try and focus on the league. That's where we want to stay in. We want to stay in this Premier League, and there's no point in us winning the cup and being playing in the First Division next year, Gillen. So we want to do our best in the league and hopefully avoid the playoffs.
Well, shortly before those two games kicked off this evening, I asked Celtic goalkeeper Stuart Kerr and Kilmarnock captain Ray Montgomery about their predictions for tonight's matches.
Yeah, I think there's always a chance. We've got to believe going into the game tonight we've got a chance to win the title. Maybe it was a little bit slim, but I think we get into the game with positive attitude tonight and try and win it for the fans most of all and get a performance for ourselves. We'll be happy with that.
Plenty of injuries tonight, yourself included, and of course no Tic-0 up front.
Yeah, obviously that's a blow. I think everybody knows the form Paulo's on at the moment, so it's a blow to have him out. But I think we've got guys like George Cadet and other guys that's coming in at the side who can get us goals tonight, so hopefully we can do it.
So a huge game for Celtic, but Ray, a massive game for Kilmarnock.
Yeah, as you say, it's a massive game for Kilmarnock tonight. It's a game that we're really looking forward to take something out of the game, especially after the result we had on Saturday against Dunfermline, and we're hoping to make amends tonight, not only for ourselves but also for our fans.
Your manager says he reckons you need 4 points to be sure of staying up.
Yes, destiny is very much in our own hands, and I don't think it'll be far wrong with saying that we need 4 points to stay in the league.
Celtic and Kilmarnock preparing for their final Premier League clash, with both clubs requiring all 3 points for very contrasting reasons. The league record this season between the teams favours Celtic. When the two locked horns in August at Rugby Park, Celtic, led by manager Tommy Burns, had dreams of the title. Killie, under Alec Totten, were geared for survival. This game belonged to Celtic's Foreign Legion, tic-0 stealing the show in a 3-1 win. By the 8th of December, Killie had decided enough was enough in the reign of Alex Totten, his sacking providing Bobby Williamson with the opportunity to prove he was the man to save Killie from the end-of-season relegation battle. By the time the new year arrived, Celtic still had the scent of the championship, while Killie, by now 7th in the table, were on the verge of a football lesson in finishing. This goal, one of 6 fired past Lekovic on the night, Cadet getting a hat-trick. March the 11th, a huge night for Celtic's title hopes. Victory would close the gap on Rangers to 2 points, with the Ibrox club preparing for on-form Dundee United 24 hours later. Unfortunately for Celtic, Bobby Williamson's side hadn't read the script. The night belonged to youngster Alec Burke. Killie with a famous 2-0 win. The league table before tonight's match shows Celtic still have a mathematical chance of winning the title, but the sacking of manager Tommy Burns has cast a shadow over the club's direction. Tonight offers his team the chance of survival in the Premier League, while also handing the title to Rangers. Despite Celtic's predicament, Williamson's concern is firmly focused on his own team.
Well, there's problems at every club where you look at it and from the outside, but we don't want to concern ourselves with Celtic's problems. We've got our own worries to care about, and we'll just give it our best shot.
Well, we can now go live to Celtic Park, where I'm joined by Kilmarnock's manager Bobby Williamson. Bobby, thanks for joining us on the football show on such an important night for your club. Can I ask you, first of all, I saw you being interviewed on Saturday night at East End Park, and you were not a happy chappie. What have you changed for tonight's match?
No, well, we've got a couple of changes there. Ray Montgomery's suspended, so Derek Anderson's coming in, Jim. And in the middle of the park, John Henry's obviously been struggling the last couple of games, so we're bringing the young boy Pritz in to maybe get his foot in the ball and put a couple of passes about the place. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Robert can do tonight. Young Alec Burke's also back, so we're going to give it a good shot tonight, and let's see if we can get a result out of it.
Some young boy, Robert Pritz, well, there we are. You'll be looking forward to the big stage again though, Bobby?
I'm sure he will. He's played in European Cup finals, I'll bet it was a few years back, but he still shows enough in training that he can still play, and I think it's will be a great stage for Robert tonight.
What about this cup final factor, Bobby? It cannot be easy, no matter what you say, to keep the players' minds off this match.
It's quite hard when guys like yourself, Jim, keep reminding us of it. But as I said earlier, every game from now on in is a cup final for us, and we've just got to go out and go on with the business in hand and hopefully get the points that we need to secure our Premier League status.
Have you set yourself a target for points from this match tonight, Bobby, and from the game against Kilmarnock on Saturday?
Yeah, I think 4 points will do, Jim.
Well, I think it probably will, and the best of luck tonight. Thanks for joining us. Thanks a lot, Bobby. Actually, Derek, he said there he doesn't care which way the points come in, and that's the way he's got to look at it, surely.
He's got to, but you want to think they're now in the playoff position. I think you would be delighted if he can take 1 point from Celtic there tonight, because they've a hard one on Saturday, Aberdeen at home. Motherwell winning at Ibrox on Monday really has given them a great chance of avoiding that playoff situation.
Yeah, Graham, Bobby's saying there it's very difficult to keep the players' minds off the cup final. But for this game and for Saturday, they have to think about their wages next season in the Premier Division.
Exactly, yeah, the bottom of the table is as exciting and nerve-shredding as the top, and that's right, it's a critical game for Kilmarnock. It's incredible hearing Robert Pritz being mentioned there. You know, Rangers signed him 15 years ago, 1982, just 4 or 5 years after Derek retired from the game, and he's been there for 15 years and he's still going strong, so
yeah.
I hope he's
You played with him, Derek. I don't know if you caught Bobby there, but he is playing tonight from the start, Robert Pritz.
He's a great little pro, even playing with him all these years ago. I mean, he was always a fitness fanatic. Always looks as if he's overweight. I mean, where have we heard that before? he's only 5'6", 5'7", and he is a chunky player, but trains every day and has done that. That's why he can still play at that age, and I'm sure he'll do a turn for Kilmarnock tonight.
Do you think Kilmarnock are able to take something from this match? Because Celtic also have something at stake now.
Hey, listen, after the last couple of weeks, Falkirk beating Celtic and everything else, Motherwell beating Rangers, anything can happen. As you say, these players are fighting for their wages next season. There's no doubt they'll be given 150% there tonight. Why not?
Okay.
Well, as it turned out, Celtic's match against Kilmarnock last night turned out to be meaningless as far as the Parkhead side were concerned. But for Killie, who earned a goalless draw, it eased the pressure somewhat in their bid to avoid the relegation playoff spot. Celtic goalkeeper Gordon Marshall was the busiest man at Parkhead last night, saving his side time and again, while many of his teammates quite simply gave up the ghost as the league title was being decided on Tayside. Recent signing Tommy Johnson provided the few real scoring efforts for the home side, and Killie keeper Lekovic was also kept on his toes in the second half. Here he tips Johnson's header onto the bar. But it was Kilmarnock who finished a stronger side. Alec Burke, back from injury, continually teasing the Celtic defence. Here he tees up Riley, with Marshall once again a match for the shot. The visitors should have snatched the winner right at the end, but when he should have been selfish, Burke decided to pass and paid the price. So 0-0 and Kilmarnock moved out of the playoff spot. They're now a point above Motherwell and Hibs, so it's all down to the last day of the league season on Saturday.
We had a chance, we beat Burkey really at the end there, but we've got ourselves for a point. I think 4 points, I said before, 4 points will do us. And we've got to get 3 against Aberdeen. It'll not be an easy task. I think there could still be more twists and turns to the end of this season, but we've got it in our own hands now, Gil, and it's up to us.